Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Life Church New York in our weekly update. I've been very excited over the last couple of weeks to introduce you to key stakeholders in our community that are making a difference. Some of these people come from different sectors, whether that's healthcare or the nonprofit sector. And today I'm actually welcoming a friend that works very, very tightly in a sector that has a lot of influence. He works with our government. And about 10 years ago, when we started what was Authentic Church, we didn't have a very big campaign. It wasn't a big splash to get people to come to our church. I simply mailed letters to some of our officials and to people that were in a directory that had served in the city of White Plains. And just as it would turn out, our guest today came to our first service. There was only about 80 people there, and it was such a cold call invitation. I didn't know that over the years we would develop such a great friendship, as he has become a vital public servant here in Westchester County. Over the last couple of years, he has been a partner with us, attending many of our events at Ferris Avenue when we were serving the Ferris Avenue corridor with breakfast on Ferris, which was a great, great campaign initiative that we served underserved people in Westchester County in the White Plains corridor of Ferris Avenue. Now we continue to do Breakfast for Friends in the city at the Slater Center. But I want to welcome our New York State Assemblyman, David Buchwald, to be our guest today.
Thank you so much, Reverend Wayne. It is a real pleasure to be with you. You referred wistfully to 80 people gathering together in the old Post Road School here in White Plains. It's now a new Post Road School where my older daughter will be a kindergartner next year. But 80 people gathering together sounds pretty good to most people right now. We all long for a world where that could be the case,
So
and people
true.
doing that safely. But I really appreciate the fact that you and so many others are trying to, in these times, find ways to pull people together and value the most important things in life. That's what I think. If there's going to be any silver lining from the COVID-19 pandemic and everything else that's going on in our society, it's that there are things that are truly important, and looking out for family and loved ones and for what's right and just in this world are things that are timeless values. And I have the tremendous honor currently as a state assembly member to be part of improving things as much as I can for individuals, whether it's helping them with their healthcare needs, getting access to personal protective equipment, or accessing a doctor insurance company,
Yeah.
or whether it's making sure that folks who are struggling economically with unemployment insurance or pandemic unemployment insurance, that they have access to our State Department of Labor, or whether it's just helping to connect people at a distance who are separated from their loved ones. These are things that I think give my life meaning. I really feel that it is a distinct honor to be an elected official and a public servant. And that's something I'm, at least I feel is a good coping mechanism in difficult times like this, is that there are things I can do to help people. And not everyone has that privilege right now. People are often out of work, or they're in a job where they're not able to do their work remotely, and they're struggling. And I at least feel that if I can be there to help improve people's lives and solve problems, that's what people sent me to government to do.
And I thank you for the work that you're doing. Obviously, Westchester County, like our nation, has been immersed in this pandemic. And we know that here in Westchester County at New Rochelle, Patient Zero infamously brought a lot of notoriety, at least to our county. And since then, we've been trying to figure out how to respond to those that are in need. So can you talk to us a little bit about ways that we can get involved in making a difference, or maybe some stories about what you and your office is encountering as we try to push back on some of the pain that has been caused from the pandemic?
Absolutely. Although there are certainly privileges of things that I get to do as an elected official, as a representative of 132,000 residents of Westchester County in our state government, that provide me the ability to do things like handing out masks and handing out hand sanitizer and so forth. There are things that all of us, especially those of us who are able to, and for whom it's in relative scheme of things safe, can get involved in. So over the last few weeks, I've been involved in uh, food distributions to folks who are in need, and whether you're up for um, being a volunteer through some of the great nonprofits or religious organizations that host these food distribution sites, or you want to be supportive of an organization like Feeding Westchester, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods,
Yeah.
uh, there are important ways to make sure that you are helping society more broadly, let alone trying to find those ways that you can help the people that you touch in your life that maybe you haven't been able to interact with on a regular basis. I
Mhm.
just simply uh, recommend to everyone, try to do as much outreach and be as supportive of the people that you do normally rely on, and connecting with folks, including neighbors, particularly senior citizens
Yeah.
and those who are immunocompromised, who can't get out of their homes, but who can really appreciate that human connection. And I think all of us have a role to play in trying to improve the world around us.
Yep. You mentioned some things, and living in Westchester County, we're very known as a great place to live, but a very affluent place at times. And because of that, I think there's a perception that there's no real need here. And yet, what I've found as we're working with community stakeholders like yourself and other organizations, that there is a lot of need here. It might not be as visible to the natural eye, but there are so many people that are underserved, and they're asking what kind of resources can I get at this time. And then there's the people on the other side that are saying, what can we do? One of the things I love about having you on here today is that you're a direct source, at least your office as well, to help us get involved in the soil of our community. So if you don't mind, would you just give us some ways that we could connect with your office, or perhaps your website, and maybe some information on how we can stay engaged and involved in making a difference in the lives of others?
I appreciate it. And you're absolutely right, Wayne. Before the pandemic, there were people struggling to make ends meet here in Westchester. It's certainly true now. We might not yet be at the 20% unemployment that looks like the nation's heading towards, but we are at a point where lots of people are struggling out of work. And even if they're not out of work, they don't know how they're going to be able to make ends meet, or they're concerned about somebody in their life who they're close to.
Yep.
So um, I absolutely agree that there are ways in every community to be supportive, and um, you don't have to look farther than the um, frequent around the block lines of people waiting for food, or the fact that there are small business owners who are struggling. We're now in phase one of reopening here in the Lower Hudson Valley, but it still means that most businesses can't yet be open. And at the same time, uh, our society more broadly is being uh, challenged by some of the long-term issues of racism and
Yes.
connections to our criminal justice system that are things that we need to be paying attention to in all times, but especially so now. So I really feel that each of us has a role to play. To the extent that you feel that, or your viewers feel that connecting through me to an organization is helpful, do not hesitate. Visit the New York State Assembly website. Uh, Search for David Buchwald, Buchwald, either on Google or on the Assembly website. You'll see some of the things that we're up to. If you have a question, whether it's about a bill you owe, or a government program, or just something, practically speaking, you used to do something like, go to the DMV to renew your license. Well, you can't do that as often now, or the rules have changed, and you want updated information, don't hesitate to come to my office. You can, or not come to the office, come to office virtually by contacting us through the website. And we're working as hard, I think, as ever. But my small but able staff is all working from home. And I really feel like as long as there's a need out there, we'll be trying to step up to the plate and help people.
Yeah, and I appreciate you mentioning some of the things that we're experiencing as a county, as a nation right now. And what I love about what we're even doing right here is collaborative in nature. So I want to encourage everyone that's watching today to make sure that we just stay collaborative, arm in arm, to make a difference together. And that the season may feel dark right now with COVID-19 still having some of its tentacles on the way we live our day-to-day lives. We really are enthusiastic that things are on the up and to the right as we band together as a community. So I want to thank you again, Assemblyman Buchwald, for joining us today. Again, if you need to get in touch with him, you have the website information. We'll drop it in the notes here on the site. You can stay up to date with us and everything that's going on and how we're partnering with great key stakeholding organizations to really, especially as the Assemblyman pointed out, to help people that are food insecure right now. All across our county. So thank you again for joining us. I really loved having you on. I want to close out.
Thank you so much for having me, Wayne. And my best to you and your family and your whole congregation. Be well and stay safe, everybody.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
Good night, everybody. Thank you again for joining us. We'll keep giving you updates like this. We hope that they'll be useful and powerful for you. Thank you. And remember that we move life forward here at Life Church New York.